welcome. Just going to give you a quick tutorial on our Mama Rush's glaze and frosting. So it's super easy. I'm going to walk you through the glaze first. Now there's a bunch of recipes on the back of the mix as well. So I'm just going to do the basic vanilla, which is what I use on the vanilla donuts and what I love to do on the decorated sugar cookies as a base. And you can use it on anything you want. Also, I use a lot of glaze on my pumpkin spice muffins. If you want to just add a little glaze, you can do that as well. Okay, so it's super easy. So with the glaze, it literally is, we're going to start with 2 cups of powdered sugar of the mix. And then you need a half a teaspoon, let's see if I got that, half a teaspoon of vanilla. And then what you're going to do is I always do it in a stand mixer. It's easier. You can do this by hand, but I always find it easier to do it in the stand mixer. You're going to need anywhere from, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 teaspoons. It just varies. So add a couple to start out with here, maybe just 3. We're going to turn the mixer on low. You're going to want to scrape the mixer also a couple of times as we go through this. There we go. So just as it's mixing on low, we're just going to slowly add. Okay, just kind of keep an eye. It depends on what type of consistency you want. On the donuts, which I go through the glazing in the donut video, so in the vanilla donut video, you're going to want it a lot thicker, okay? Because you don't want it to like absorb directly into the donuts. But like if you're doing a cookie or you're doing a glaze, something just to touch on something, you can have it a lot thinner. So you're just going to have to watch it carefully so you get the right consistency. Go ahead and scrape. The 2 cups, which is basically about half a bag of the frosting and glaze mix, should glaze about 12 cookies, okay, just to kind of give you an idea. So the recipes for the pumpkin spice glaze and the chocolate glaze are also on the back of the package. So if you're looking to do glazed chocolate donuts, if you do chocolate donuts, or if you get pumpkin spice muffins. So it's always a good idea to scrape the bottom because stuff it's kind of caked on there as we're doing this to make sure it's fully incorporated. You just want to make sure it's nice and smooth and creamy. Okay, so you can see got a nice texture to it, nice consistency, so it's not too thick, not too runny. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour this back into the pan so you can kind of see that's what I would use to kind of glaze cookies, or if I was glazing just a little glaze on top of a muffin. Okay, and then again, all the other recipes for the other flavors are on the back of the package. I'm just going to start from here since water and mix are the only thing in here. Now we're going to do frosting, okay? So it's a little bit different. One thing, especially in the winter, what I want to recommend you to do, because you're going to need a half a cup of shortening, 2 cups of your mix, and then a half a teaspoon of vanilla. So that's just your base for vanilla frosting. Now, if you're wanting to do, I have on the back pumpkin spice frosting, I also have strawberry frosting, and I also have chocolate frosting. Okay, so they're a little bit different, but I'm just going to do the base, and then the other recipes again are on the back of the bag. So what I recommend, especially in the winter, I have a half a cup of shortening already measured out there, is go ahead and kind of warm up your shortening. I can't even talk today. Your shortening, because it gets really clumpy and you want a really nice smooth frosting. So I just recommend doing that. It just helps because in the winter everything gets a lot colder, and in the summer you probably won't have that issue. But I always just start that way. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of scrape that down. And it's definitely a little bit easier to work with there. Kind of warms it up. Better consistency. So again, we're just going to do the vanilla. So teaspoon of our vanilla. If you love vanilla like I do, you can add more, but this is the recipe that I've always used. And I always use real vanilla. So I know vanilla is really expensive and you can use artificially flavored vanilla, but that's based on pure vanilla. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're going to just add our 2 cups of powdered sugar. And it's really the same thing as the glaze. You're gonna add your water slowly, okay? So I use water on everything since we are dairy free. So again, we're just going to start it on low and then just start. Now you're gonna want your frosting to be a little bit thicker because you're gonna frost cupcakes. So I'm gonna make it how I used to make it as a baker. If you want it a little bit, add a little bit more water, you can, but I'm gonna make it as if I were gonna pipe it through one of my decorating bags. And again, with this recipe with the 2 cups, you should get about a dozen. You should be able to decorate about a dozen normal size cupcakes. So again, as we work through it, it's still kind of stiff. Again, it just depends how thick or thin you want your frosting. I just got a little bit more water. And then we'll make sure we mix it for a good, at least for a good minute. You just want to make sure all the shortening is incorporated. You don't have any chunks, you don't have any mixed chunks or anything. So I'm just going to add 1 more teaspoon, and again, add water 1 teaspoon at a time. Okay, all right, so that's a great consistency. So it doesn't drip off of here, it's pretty stiff. I do have my decorating bag. So, you know, you don't have to be a professional decorator. When I started all this, I had no idea how to decorate stuff. You can go to Michael's, or you can go to Hobby Lobby, or you can go any place. I just buy the little tip, okay, and you can buy the bags as well. And I just use the disposable bags. And if you're going to frost a cake, obviously you're not going to put it into a tip like this. It's meant for more for cupcakes. That's all I got for you for frosting. So again, if you want to do strawberry frosting, so the recipe's on the back for strawberry frosting, for chocolate frosting, and pumpkin spice frosting, okay? So I hope that helped, just kind of a basic tutorial. And thanks a lot. Have a great day.